Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a Dalu. The hardest blood on my tongue. Thinking is a warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark then I bet you I'ma blow up. They throw my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A bunch of thinking in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm jugging knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the plaques, you use a second kind. Straight rappers that retreat like Cobra. 80s they can throw they like. Up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hot in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A. And I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. Here from the West Coast, get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today's show, I'm doing is just a hypothetical. This is just something I was thinking about because Angela Bassett had recently came out and said that, you know, she wants to return to the land of Wakanda, even if it's in the ancestral plane. So that begs the question, especially with recast T'Challa and all of that, still fresh in the mind. So they just retcon Wakanda forever. Like, I get it, but also ask yourself the question, did it do anything to push the needle on what we got going on now with the multiverse and with Doomsday or whatever? Did it make a significant dent to actually, you know, make this, you know, retcon some things happen in there? That's all I'm saying, you know. But and again, this is not a right or wrong answer. This is just me speculating. It just throwing some ideas out there. But hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know how I do. The real question is, all right. Let's go into who is hauling the house. today. And before we get started, do not forget to like the video. If you're up in here, give a brother a like. Like the dang on video. You know what I mean? We got 18 people so far up in here. Just watching on YouTube. We got 5 people on X. Give it thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Right now, thumbs it up. And shout out to everybody who is in here. Let me get to everybody who is in the house right now. Especially if you knew. Most definitely, I'm going to shout you out. Marley Moore, good morning. Andre Ware, good morning. Roberta, the church auntie, good morning. Robin D, the admin, y'all here. Like, hit that. I want y'all to smash that like button like you did your food last night. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it was good. And you taste it on your lips. Like them butter biscuits, my man Stevie Knight, Tyrone Magnuson. I mean, ooh, the butter biscuits, bro, man. And you throw in RG3 with the milk, man. Oh, butter biscuits for everybody. So smash that like button right now. Priscilla, good morning. Let me see. Erica D, good morning. Be positive, good morning. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Eric Shaw, good morning. D Stizzle, good morning. Boycott Activision, good morning. Junior Network, good morning. The heroin channel, good morning. I needed y'all on. Where was the heroin channel at? You know, in my in my Riri Williams. I need y'all when it's Riri. I need that same energy when it's Riri. Yeah. Junior Network, good morning. Let's see. Let me see. Let me just get to everybody up in here. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Thank you so very much, Andre Ware, for the $5 super chat. All they have to say is Wakanda Forever happened during the blip. I mean, it could have just easily said that. You know, they could have easily said that, but again, you know. Gray, good morning. The other admin, Gray, is up in the house. Good morning. Let me see. I'm trying to get to everybody who is new in here. Professor Film Fan, what's going on, big dog? Good morning. Edward Nigma, like that. Good morning. And because of that $5 super chat from Andre Ware, let me go ahead and make sure that you get the shout out that you deserve. Let's start it off old school. Let's go. All right. And before we go any further, because there's a lot of people, and if you're in the chat and you see these people with these different icons and stuff like that, these are the channel members that help this channel, you know, more than anything, especially when it comes to this show. Because Robin D was like, "Go make sure you watch the show." So I'm gonna make sure that I watch it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, so I the money. See, now I could just wipe off the card. And I can swipe it, and it should work. But let me make sure to shout out everybody that's a part of the crew. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. And shout out to everybody who is a part of Dre Mack and the crew. I really appreciate you guys that's in here next month. You know, once because we got a big. I mean, there was memberships going here, there, everywhere. So next month, everybody who got the new membership, you renew your membership. That video will be updated with everybody who is new that is a part of the crew. So most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Only $2.99 a month if you're not a part of the crew. Only $2.99 a month to be a part of the crew. It really does help out the channel. It helps me out tremendously. You know, so I don't have to work at my regular job as hard. You know what I mean? So I can be able to still give you guys these. I do a video every morning, Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday, and it's a holiday that that I like. You'll get the day. I'll get the day off. The holiday I don't care about, y'all get my face. Ha! So most definitely, I appreciate you guys. Tara J, good morning. How you doing, girl? What's going on? All right. Roberta with the $10 super chat. Thank you so very much. Channel support, and I have 48 pair of eyes on the channel and Wakanda Goku. Channel and Wakanda and Goku. I got you, Roberta. Thank you. Magic Khan, what's up? Good to see you up in the chat. Let's go ahead. Let me hook up Roberta. And let's get to the story here in just a second. Let's go.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
All right. I might have to fight for this one right here. Citizen Kane, good morning. I might have to fight some people this morning on this particular subject because there are people that are sensitive when it comes to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I need those same people to be sensitive when it comes to Riri Williams, Monica Rambeau, and other Black-led characters like Misty Knight and you know what I'm saying, and other characters that have been, you know, introduced in some form or fashion in the MCU. You know, and the ones that I'm mentioning are original Black created characters, especially Black female created characters, which Shuri is one. I have my Black Panther, you know, saying number one the first time she was introduced by Reginald Hunley, because Reginald Hunley is the one who created the character of Shuri. She was not a particular character, was not a character prior to 2005. So for the last 20 years, we've been having Shuri, right? And I am, you know, happy that we do have Shuri. But Shuri has a particular role in the Black Panther franchise. Even in said run, her whole idea was, I can rule the country better than my brother. That was her whole idea. She thought she was just better than her brother. And eventually she got humbled in said comic. This is also the said comic that brought together T'Challa and Storm, because that dynamic wasn't, it was hinted to, but the marriage wasn't they were dating, you know what I mean? In the Christopher Priest run, she was in there, but in the Reginald Hunley run, it really got going. He, you know, the marriage and everything. So there's something there, right? There's something there with T'Challa. And yes, can there be two Black Panthers? Yes, there was in Dark Reign, which basically we're kind of in right now as far as like the MCU. They're in that Dark Reign territory right now, which nothing is wrong with that, right? The problem has always been when they decided to kill off the star, it hurt the brand. Now, I always said, if Black Panther Wakanda Forever was not called Black Panther, it will be an excellent movie about grief and about loss and what do you do and all of that. But I've always said it is a horrible Black Panther movie. Why? Because nobody else would ever do that to a main A-list character. Black Panther is not C-list. This is not somebody you ain't really never heard of, who don't have a history in the comics. This character has had a history and has a particular tie to Steve Ditko and uh, Lord, Stan Lee, Lord, they have a history with that. For the character that was created in the 1960s during the height of the civil rights movement. And Steve Ditko saying there are black readers that were reading my comics, but I did not have a hero for them. So here's their hero, right? And whether you see yourself in the character or not, that's still our character that Steve Ditko and Stan Lee said, let's make this guy prominent. So much so that in his first introduction, he bested one of the smartest people in comics and was technically smarter than Reed Richards, more cunning than anything that they ever faced before. You know what I mean? Even when they were calling, T'Challa in said run, I've seen these Jungle Boy shows. It was basically calling them Jungle Boy until he yap. You know what I mean? He took him over the knee. Whack. You know what I mean? The whole comic, 52 and 53. And he did it on purpose to show his intelligence, to show how cunning he was. And the biggest thing was, can I be able to defeat Claw if they come back, in here trying to sell this vibranium? You know what I'm saying? So not only is he one of the richest characters in all the comics, he has his own country. The guy's the most intelligent comic book character that was ever created. So to take that character away, and I get it. I understand when Ryan Coogler says, I can only see Chad. The selfish part of me understands where he's coming from. And you see why I said the selfish part of me. Because the selfish part is the selfishness that a lot of black people do. We go to funerals. We want to jump in the casket. We want to, don't let Tyrone go. I want to jump in the casket with Tyrone. Tyrone going to be with the ancestors, y'all. If Tyrone get up out that casket right now, we beating Tyrone's ass. And you know how black folks are. Let's be real. But we are so emotionally attached to people that we can't see anything else. We can't see the forest for the tree. So at the time, I felt, and a lot of other people said the same sentiment, is that Ryan Coogler made an emotional decision. He couldn't see nobody else in that role, which not only hinders the other black actors who can be able to replace said character, right? Who could be able to replace said actor. It stops the growth of that character becoming way bigger than he already was when Black Panther came out, when he was introduced in Civil War. We're talking about the non-comic reader has no ties, no nothing, don't pick up comics, don't have a comic. What's a comic? They went to the movies and they found out that this character was awesome. And they wanted to support the character, right? Now, of course, because we live in a world full of rage bait, a lot of people was making discourse, making careers. I got to point that out, was making careers off of the division over, us wanting our character. And what I mean by us, the black male community that wanted to see this character continue to grow because they didn't do it with Superman, which has been said multiple times. I don't care if Christopher Reeves was not Superman at the time. The definitive Superman was Christopher Reeves. When Christopher Reeves fell off that horse, Superman was a cripple. Even when they tried the death of Superman in the comics, guess what they did? He was just taking a nap. He was just taking a long, good nap. Did I say Steve Ditko? I meant Jack Kirby. My fault. I meant Jack Kirby. That's my fault. But that's the biggest, that's always been the biggest thing, though. That's always been the biggest thing, is that you have other characters that have gone, the actor has either been replaced by another actor, and they're significant to the story. Not just a character, just be a character. Not a character who's just there for background fodder, who's just there to come in and come out. No, we're talking about significant, either supporting characters or we're talking about the main character. There has been recast, right? So in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which leads me to this. Now, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Angela Bassett's character, Queen Kareem Ramonda, was killed in the movie, right? And now she's asking that she wants to return to the franchise. But again, look what they did to her character, right? Look what they did to her character. And honestly, she was one of the most significant part of the, because you don't have T'Challa there. They already decided that they were going to use to me. Now, again, that's why I said the selfish part of me understands, but the logical brain side of me totally disagrees with it. Because what I saw as marketing is Chadwick's face. It's Chadwick. Now, when the original Dumbledore died, I didn't see him being used as a marketing, for what I think he was replaced after 3. So after Prisoner of Azkaban. So when you go to the Goblet of Fire, I didn't see him being propped up. Paul Walker, they let him drive off in the sunset, and they still, reference Paul Walker like he's still there in the Fast and the Furious franchise, right? After a horrific accident that happened to Paul Walker, he's still there in the universe, right? Nothing never happened to any of those characters. They didn't use the death of Paul Walker to push their movie. They honored him by letting him drive off in the sunset and letting him be still a part of the universe. That's the biggest thing, letting them be a part of the universe. What they did with Black Panther Wakanda Forever was literally, to cut up their nose and spite their face. Because honestly, I get it. You made, as a writer and a creator, because I understand this as a creator, you wrote this in a way that you can only see this particular person in said role. But what you also have to do as a creator, now I'm not telling what people need to do. This is just general rule of thought. You always have to look at the risk factors of said things when you're creating. I create a character in the vein of, let's say, for the sake of argument, Arnold Schwarzenegger from the 80s, because that's my favorite actor. So I wrote this whole entire piece with 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger in hand. I go out because I'm pitching this movie. Studio says, you know what? I'm greenlighting this movie. I like this. Let's go ahead and start looking at casting. All I'm thinking about is 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger. And all these people are not 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're their own actors. How can this particular actor bring my creative vision to life? Damn who because if this character goes on and something happens, we're not just talking about death. What happens when the studio doesn't pay him and he's like, you know what? I'm out. Edward Norton. That's exactly what happened. Creative differences in money. Edward Norton said, after Incredible Hulk, I'm out. So that's how Mark Ruffalo ended up becoming the Incredible Hulk. You know what they did not do? Retcon the Incredible Hulk. They let it continue because the story had to go on. And I've always said to you guys, it's crazy how the story, when it comes to white-led actors, can go on. But Ryan made the emotional decision. Again, I get it. Your selfishness says I can only see one person. Logically, because you made $1.3 million or $1.3 billion with Chadwick in the role, just think of how much more you could have made if you would have allowed another black actor to put his own spin, another black male actor to put his own spin into that movie and actually grow. And maybe even if you went younger. Now, we didn't know that Chadwick had, cancer or anything like that. We didn't know. You know, maybe they're going to start putting that, like, you gotta let us know what you got going on before you sign these contracts. Maybe that's going to be a new thing. But what it did do is it stagnated the process of Black Panther. The reason why I said this before I get to the article is what has happened with Shuri since Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She, like I said about Riri Williams, that's why I said, when y'all come in here, especially the feminists, you come in here, you say, well, we can have this or we can have that. I need that same energy for Riri. I need that same energy for Misty Knight coming in with Luke Cage. I need that same energy for Monica Rambeau to get her own show. Not to fight against me, to be able to fight for them. Because as a black male, I'm always told that we're not standing up for black women. We're not standing up for women. Women's rights, black women is the least this, that, and the other. So when a brother is sitting here and like, don't pick one, get them all. I need that energy. I need that same energy. Where you at? Why do I have that energy to fight against what I'm saying, to keep a character who was created in the 1960s to keep going, but you fight against me and say, no, Shuri can be that too. But why can't Monica Rambeau get that same energy for y'all to go up there, be loud and just how y'all loud and wrong on this? Why can't y'all be loud and right about Monica Rambeau getting her own series before Agatha or before Echo? If she's supposed to be a significant part of the next wave of movies, because she's stuck in the X-Men universe, where's that same energy? Where's that same energy when all the races was going after, Dominique Thorne for a derivative who has been a derivative for many of years with Supergirl, Superdog, Superboy, Super everything. You know what I'm saying? Batgirl, Batman, Nightwing, Batwing, you know what I'm saying? Chicken Wing, it don't matter. Where's that same energy? That's all I'm asking. Let's get to the actual story, ladies and gentlemen. And let me take the comments off my face. And yes, we want T'Challa, the Black Panther, son of T'Chaka, not Tucson. All right, let's go. So Black Panther star wants to return for sequel, but is it possible? Question mark. This is written by Archie Finn. I have not read this. This is from Movie Web, so I have not read this. I only seen a clip of this on X. I seen it being shared, but I have not read any type of story or anything. So I'm reading this with fresh eyes. And let's try to figure out what's going on in here and why Angela Bassett, which she should have won, she should have won Oscars. She should have been doing her thing. Tracy Woods, good morning. She was doing her thing in this movie. She was very, very well written in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Very well written until they decided we don't need her either. Wild. So anyway, let's get to this. As well as breaking records at the box office, making actors get into ridiculous physical shape for roles, and having underwhelming villains, the MCU is also renowned for casting phenomenal Oscar-caliber actors and wasting them. I agree. Hey, what's going on, Ty Powell? What's going on? Good to see you in the chat. All right, Angela Bassett is one such example of this. The two-time Oscar nominee played Ramonda, the mother of T'Challa, the late Chadwick Boseman, in Black Panther, and a sequel, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Bassett gave phenomenal performances in both, with some even calling for her performance in the sequel to be nominated for an Oscar, which she should have. All right, but in true MCU fashion, she was unceremoniously killed off, culling any chances of a fan favorite character still in more scenes and future entries, but Bassett still hopes to return in the MCU somehow. During an appearance on Good Morning America to promote Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning and 911, Bassett addressed her belief her brief time in the MCU, and her hopes to return as Ramonda again in an upcoming threequel. We asked if she would be open to returning in Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 3. Bassett quickly jumped at the opportunity, saying that would be interesting. Death has become somewhat meaningless in the MCU following the introduction of the multiverse. Now, I'm going to stop it right there before I go any further, right? It's funny how death has become meaningless because, like they said, how many times did Loki died and came back? Right? How many times Loki died and came back? Right? All these the particular type of people got all these, like, this is what's so wild about people going ham on Riri Williams, her being a derivative character. Right? Y'all remember, and I don't know if y'all, really cared at the time, but it was fun. Remember how everybody got excited about Alligator Loki or Brokey, the Black Loki, you know what I'm saying, or the original Loki, and Loki. There was Lokis everywhere in the void, right? Y'all remember that? That's when Jonathan Majors made his debut as, He Who Remains, and he had a lot of variants, right? Everybody got those variants all over the place. What if season 1 got variants of T'Challa Star-Lord and T'Challa who got his leg chewed off, by a zombie and all of that? It's just variants everywhere. Until it came to the actual MCU and the actual movies where you could have easily, what up, Tina? Where they could have easily gave us just a multiverse version of said character, right? You could have gave me a multiverse version of said character. Or how about this for wacky turns? Because for a brief moment, we had scrolls everywhere. Why couldn't that T'Challa be a scroll? And he was pretending to be the king of Wakanda because what we found out is that the Skrulls need a refuge. Wouldn't it have been easy to open up the borders to allow all of these particular type of people to come in, right? There were Skrulls that we learned in the Marvels. And then it was bastardized in Secret Invasion. That don't work. You know what? Nobody stays dead in Marvel unless they're Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben is the only person that because it's a canon event. So he would never come back unless it's in a horrible Madam Web movie. But with T'Challa, there's a multiverse, there's scrolls, there's faking his death because there were certain things that was going on, all of that. What up, Cheat? There was all this stuff that's going on, right? All of this stuff that's going on. And you didn't do it. Now, again, I just gave a few reasons why you can have T'Challa back, right? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Marvel, too. You're right, Gray. Marvel, he's never coming back. And not the one from Captain Marvel. But just like Professor Film Fam said, Yahya Abdul-Mateen is playing Wonder Man instead of playing T'Challa. They would rather. Now, this is the difference between, and I'm gonna get back to the article real quick, but I have to say this because I'm tired of people arguing with me with it in the comment section or other people comment section or whatever. There is a difference, ladies and gentlemen, between a derivative character and a race swap character. I will rather cheer for a Riri Williams who just flies around in a mech suit. And people get mad about a black woman flying off in a mech suit where we got damn Gundam that's been around for years. Nobody gets mad about that. But I rather have a original black character and cheer for that than a race swap character where that particular actor can be playing a character that is dormant right now in the MCU. And I bet you, I bet you he will feel honored to take over the role. Kind of like when Ray Stevenson died, and I think it's Bell, whatever his name is in that Star Wars show. Guess what they did? They went to his wife and they said, would it be okay if this guy plays, the same character that your husband played? Do you know what his wife said? Of course. He's my friend. He was friends with my late husband. He would be honored to take over that role. And guess what? They have no problem recasting. But when he came to Chad, everybody had something to say. Why his brother was sitting over there telling y'all he would have loved it. He would have loved that the legacy carried on. Now, I want to say, what is their reason for continuing for Queen Ramona to come back? Before I get to that, thank you, Boycott Activism, for the $5 super chat. If they don't want a T'Challa variant or a scroll, they can also do the Intergalactic Empire Wakanda storyline. They have multiple choices. Absolutely. Shout out to Ta-Nehisi Coates for that run, because that run was awesome. But let me just make sure to, because of that super chat, I appreciate that super chat. Let me hook you up. Let me see. Let's go with Smokey.
Gang banging, gang banging, gang banging.
Yes, and I still want Eldest Hodge to play T'Challa too, because I believe he would be so eager to do it that he will bring his absolute A game, especially what I've seen out of Cross. He'll bring his absolute A game. But yeah, we still ride with Smokey until the smoke comes up. You know what I mean? I'm glad the Diddy trial, because I'm trying to tell you, the Diddy trials making Shannon Sharp and Smokey Robinson be like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, focus on that, because anyway, my fault. Let's get back to the article. And again, thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. Let's see. So they said luckily Angela Bassett is part of the one Marvel franchise where Returning from the Dead actually makes sense. Now, hold up. Let's get to this. Sounds funny, right? Let's say to this. Angela Bassett is part of the one Marvel franchise where Returning from the Dead actually makes sense. Now, at the time we were saying recast T'Challa, didn't we say that they should just do the King of the Dead storyline and bring him from limbo? Didn't we say that? Everybody kept saying you just don't want a black woman to be the Black Panther. Nobody never said that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to see a sister be up there at the Black Panther. Never came out of nobody's mouth. But see, that's the rhetoric. And I told you, there was somebody that profited off of that propaganda. There was a sister, and I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. I'll support my brothers and sisters, but when you make division and then you get paid off of that, and then they promote you, and you got your own little podcast on a major studio, I'm not supporting you. I'm sorry. And those who know who I'm talking about. I'm not supporting that, because it's the divisiveness, and then you got paid to divide us. No, I'm good. I'm straight. Dude, I'm good. But again, that's just like how I won't support a race swap character, but I would support a black created character, even if it's a derivative, because nobody had a problem with Laura as the other Wolverine. Nobody had a problem with Laura being the other Wolverine. You see what I mean? It's like you pick and choose your battles. especially if it's defensive of when it comes to us. It's like you want to fight us to make yourself bigger, and then you get paid, and then what? We're still back in here, still saying the same thing 5 years later. And shout out to Fatal J, shout out to Chillmonger, because was it July 1st? The actual, I think it's the 59th birthday of the character of T'Challa from his first introduction in the MCU. They're making a big, in Marvel Comics, they're making a big Twitter celebration for that, which I want to be a part of. But yeah. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry. Let's see. The ancestral plane is a big part of the Black Panther lore. It is where T'Challa, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, and Shuri Letitia White all venture before gaining their powers. The ancestral plains holds the souls of all of the Wakanda's deceased citizens. Following Ramonda's death in Wakanda Forever, there is always a chance that Shuri or even T'Challa's son, who was seized at the end of Wakanda, could visit Ramonda in the ancestral plane. Bassett was aware of this, and she explained, listen, the ancestral plane, I could be there. It could happen. I would if they call. Absolutely. Now, what they also could do is bring people from the ancestral plane. How can they do this, you say? This is where all the people, the past, Black Panthers are at, and I don't think that could work. Well, there was a little show called Moon Knight, where Moon Knight was literally in the doo-wop, which is the ancestral plane of Egyptian mythology, and guess what happened? They pulled his ass right up out of the doo-wop, right back into the land of the living. So, seriously, there's a way you could do it. There's a way you could do it. But and Andre Ware, just to say this, Andre Ware, you're absolutely correct. Most of the anti-recasters was us. You're absolutely correct. This is the other thing, though. They were grifters. You know why they were grifters? They were the original grifters, right? Because those were the same people that was on board, right, about T'Challa and seeing a black man being this, that, and the other, until it benefit them with division. And when it benefit with them division, it was doing toxic femininity and all of that stuff, that's when it was an opportunity to get paid. Shit on the black man so I can raise myself up. And that a lot of that was going on, especially during COVID and all of that. They grifted. They grifted just like what I said about Stevie Knight and Tyrone Magnus and all these other black butter biscuit eating people. They grifted. That's all it was. They went where the money resides, That's it. They didn't care nothing about the character or the history or any of that. All they cared about was buttering their biscuits. So if I could just grift and shit on black men that are over here, being loud about this black character, when you have this black woman who could be a derivative of that character, who can continue the legacy, but not knowing that nobody else does that in comics. Especially in this comic book realm, nobody does that because the show in Hollywood must go on. Instead of fighting for the black man's character, the black man as a character and a symbol for young black boys and black girls to see something that's different than power and all this other crap that's out here. No, they rather watch baddies. They will sit up there and tell you that, hey, why you something is wrong with you. Why are you over here talking about that a black woman couldn't be Black Panther, right? And then turn around and watch baddies and celebrate that. Anyway, let me get off my high horse. Let me finish this article real quick because I'm on the horse right now and I'm galloping my ass off. Let me see. That's what I'm talking about. The grifters wasn't just the Tyrone Magnuses of the world and all that other stuff. Talking about everything is woke and what it really and honest. And I'm gonna tell you before I get to this because this is on my mind. The reason why you have a lot of those the butter breaded biscuit, you know what I'm saying, buffoonery and all of that stuff going on, you know why? Because of that. You had a lot of toxic femininity that was going on, and the grifters was like, if they gonna fight for this, I'm gonna fight on the opposite end, because they're man on one end, these other people are man on one end, I could just get paid. Just spreading hate and hatred, not facts, logic, and other things that human beings should have. I could just hop on the hate train, because spreading hate is way easier and way more lucrative than me just telling the truth and actually sticking to a code and integrity and being something better for myself. Makes sense, doesn't it? So that's why I said, not mad at Tyrone Magnus. He just wanted to butter his biscuits. That's it. He tasting the biscuit right now. I can't do it, but that's why I don't have 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers, because you know why? You know why? Because telling the truth and actually spreading positivity, you ain't gonna get clicks and views like that. You crazy? You know what it's going to do is make grifters even more pissed off. And I'd rather piss these son of a bitches off, these son of a biscuit eating bastards off, and keep who I got, than to sit up here and have 1 million subscribers and lose who I am. Let me get to Roberta. Thank you so very much. She gifted 5 memberships, y'all. If you ain't got a membership and you ain't part of the crew, y'all better hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. Get your free membership. Roberta got the memberships for y'all. She done gifted y'all. Hook it up right now. Hook it up, hook it up, hook it up. What is up, Karma Andrew? What's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah, I respect him. I respect that brother for going to the biscuits, because he felt like money was greater than having integrity. I can respect that in a Dr. Evil type of way. My integrity can't do it. My integrity would not allow me to sell out my brothers and sisters for money. I grew up with people putting, Malcolm X's book in my hand. Learned about Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? Learned about W.E.B. Du Bois and all these particular type of black leaders. Some people agree with, some people don't agree with. But it's the integrity, right? When you don't have integrity, what's up, Torian? When you don't have integrity and you're just on here spewing hate for money, you're no different than when the boats came on the west coast of Africa and the ones that was like, take them Negroes right there. While I'm over here trading, you know what I'm saying, for stuff that's already there in the land. Are you catching what I'm saying right now? You forgot. People traded us for stuff that we already had in the land. What makes you think grifting is anything different right now, ladies and gentlemen? What makes you think these people who are grifting are no different than the people who went and said, take them Negroes right there, while trading us at the ports? Putting us on chains, putting us on a boat, having some of our people leap to death because they knew death was better than bondage. Shout out to Rob for writing that line for Killmonger. Are you catching what I'm saying? This ain't nothing different. People sell out. I'm from the hood. People sell out people every day. There's an informant everywhere, every hood. This is nothing different. This is what it is. I want to try to make it better for myself. So I can't do it though. I cannot do it. Because for one, I love my people too much to just grift for money. What is they gonna do? Like, real talk. Here I am over here on some super far left, super far right, and it's none of me. It's none of me. I'm an independent. I've been an independent. I have an independent mind. But what I cannot do is just sell out my people for what? For what? What is that gain when we have so much to be able to grow and endure together? You know what I mean? You know how many people come to me about comic books and stuff like that, and they reach out and be like, yo, I heard this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? You know how it feels good to be the black nerd in the family? They can actually talk about this stuff? Where they get excited because you're passionate about it? And what are you doing? I'm educating people who don't know nothing about comics at all. And making them excited about this. No matter who the character is. It's comics. It's fantasy. It is crazy to think we can't even live in a fantasy world without people trying to divide us. Let me finish this. This article real quick. Black Panther 3 is now officially in development at Marvel Studios. The movie was announced in late 2024, where Ryan Coogler confirmed a return. As has been the case with every Marvel movie for the past decade, the plot is closely guarded secret. The final story will likely be decided following the release of Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, which both have been pushed back, which means Black Panther 3 has been pushed back too. Let me see. Both which will have long-lasting impacts on the MCU going forward. When the film was announced, it wasn't revealed which of the former cast members will be returning, but Denzel Washington, who was promoting Gladiator 2 at the time, accidentally revealed that he could move from the Coliseum to Wakanda in the next movie. Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther movie. Black Panther, the actor accidentally revealed. Ryan Coogler hasn't revealed who Denzel Washington will play, but he confirmed that as long as the A-lister is up to appearing in the MCU, there will be an open part for him. And that is the end of the article. Again, my particular thought on this is there's always a way to bring back characters from that are gone. Again, you don't introduce the duo and have the characters of Moon Knight come back from the grave, come back from the dead if that's not a possibility. Now you're ignoring your own lore just to prove a point. Is that point that we don't want to see positive black representation on here? Well, here, have Wonder Man. He's positive black representation until said black kid get excited about Wonder Man because maybe Wonder Man is awesome and it's amazing and young kids are looking at Wonder Man like, oh, snap, I want to see more Wonder Man. Let me go and get his comics. And they find out Wonder Man is a pure white bread, Wonder Bread brother. I mean, just as white as snow. And they're going to be like, hey, why Wonder Man black on TV, but Wonder Man ain't black in the comics? Makes you think. But instead of promoting said, already established black heroes and ones that's not race swap, which is crazy because Kevin Feige said the worst thing I ever done was race swap the ancient one. They turned around and race swap for Wonder Man. Craziness. Toria, you said, I have a motto, Dre, and it goes, the foundation of every grifter's grift is the denigration of black people, especially FBAs. And I 1000% agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you so much is because I've seen more people that have taken to social media, whether it's through podcasts, and I've been podcasting since 2017. August of 2017 is when I first started podcasting. And I believe that is still up on Spotify, I believe, maybe. But so the rise of the podcast has just went insane. But what I noticed, and the reason why I stopped podcasting the way I was podcasting at first, was because there was a lot of destruction. And I got a video on this on TikTok. that I stopped podcasting for the simple fact is that, and I said this, and people said, well, you just trying to get it for money. Listen to what I'm saying. First, I said there is no money in saving black people. Where the money is in the destruction of black people. Which what I'm saying is people will sponsor you. You will get all these sponsors. You will get all this stuff. You can get Blue Chew. You can get all this stuff when you're destroying black people. But when you're out here saving it, and this stuff costs money, equipment costs money. Production, just something as simple as editing software costs money. Y'all, a lot of people was like, well, you ain't doing it for money, but I got to buy a brand new camera because my camera sucks. You know what I mean? No, I'm not exercising, executive judge. I took a shower, and because my skin is dry in the summertime, in the winter, just also not in the spring, but in the summertime, in the winter, I put on cocoa butter Vaseline. The good stuff. Exactly. Wonder Man and No Night Thrasher. But again, and plus there's all these lights. It's going to make me look oily. But I ain't trying to be out here. You ain't about to catch me ashy either. You ain't going to be like, Ashy Dre. What's going on? What's going on with that? But anyway, but the whole thought about this is that is Marvel trying to prove a point that said we don't want positive black representation on here unless we force feed you somebody that's a race swap when it comes to black male representation? All right, Gray, see you in a minute. You know, what happens where, you know, you have a story like Daredevil's going on, but there's no Luke Cage. And remember, Luke Cage shut down Netflix when he got introduced. You could do all these things, right, for all these other characters, bring them back from the dead multiple times, get variants, do this and the other. But when it comes to the black-led character, can't get them. So you can't get them from another point in timeline like James Gunn did with Gamora, even though she was killed in, what was it? In Avengers Infinity War. Then they just got her from a different part of time, and then bam, there she go. You can't do that for T'Challa, though. I'm just saying. So, should Black Panther Wakanda ever be retconned? Hell yeah. It should be retconned. There should be a lot of things to get retconned out of that movie. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we couldn't save T'Challa. We couldn't save him. Or we could pull him out from the ancestral plane along with Queen Ramonda, along with Killmonger, whoever else you want to, because it's already been done. They've already showed you can do it. But this is also the same company that didn't believe in black-led characters also. They didn't believe in it. That's why I truly believe that, I mean, for my money, this should be retconned.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right. Let's get ready to get you guys up out of here. I want to try to wake up a little early. I actually want to do a just a Q&A. Hopefully I could do it. Do like a, you know, maybe an hour Q&A before I go to work. I've been trying to see if I could do it. You know what I mean? But you know, or I could do it Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. I might just set it up now just so we could do a Q&A. So that way, you know, I can open it up and maybe I'll see how this goes. I don't want to stream 6 days a week, but I just want to do a Q&A and see what you guys are talking about. Azelle Ray, I agree with you. But yeah, I just want to, I'm thinking about it, but you know, let's see if we could just do it once a month, you know, or maybe twice a month, just a Q&A. So, you know, you guys can, you know, you got questions, I can give you my answers. All right, let's get you guys up out of here. Again, thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Max Show. Of course, What you guys think about this whole entire thing? Should it be retcon? What do you think about the information I told you? Yes, I said Steve Ditko and I meant Jack Kirby. King Jack. Where's my Toya King Jack? He over there. You know what I mean? Over there with the turtles. But yeah, what do you guys think? I flubbed up. But what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vampire, man. Let me get you up out of here, man. Enjoy your guys' Wednesday. Where is my outro at? Look, I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.